Hi everybody, welcome back to Critical Mass. Well, much to our delight, Disney Plus put a new movie on over the Christmas holidays, and they didn't charge us an extra $30 to watch it. They put it on for free, and it was actually much better than the movie they charged us for. In fact, almost any movie would have been better than Mulan turned out to be, in my opinion anyway, but we saw Soul. An animated Pixar movie for kids about jazz and death. Let's see how that goes right after this. Soul stars Tina Fey, Jamie Foxx as the main characters. One is a soul that has never been on Earth yet, and one is a soul trying to get back to Earth. Basically, is the plot.
Yeah, so you've seen the trailer. You have an aspiring jazz musician. He's going along. He finally gets his big break. But before he gets to dive into his moment, he passes on, and his soul gets sent up to the beyond. They made sure not to say heaven or anything.
No,
they said the great
but they
beyond.
did say hell.
Did they?
Yeah, remember the little soul said hell.
Oh, because they're just repeating what he said. Yeah.
H-E hockey stick, and they go hell.
That was fun.
Yeah.
But he's trying to get back to Earth, and his ticket back to Earth, he thinks, is to mentor this soul that's never been to Earth, who's kind of, I don't know, they just have no interest in going there, so they're being very disobedient.
And they've been around. That soul is like 22, and they're into the billions of souls, and so this one's been a lot. They've had who was it? Mother Teresa was her mentor. Gandhi, all famous people.
And they all failed.
They all failed miserably. Yeah. So it's a kids movie, though.
Well, like
it's Pixar.
Tell us, what is Pixar now?
I know, because the last Toy Story really wasn't a kids movie, in my opinion, neither. So first off, did you like the movie?
You want to get into that boom like that?
Right. Did you like the movie?
For me personally, as an esteemed gentleman in his 40s, I thought it was okay. Like, there were lots of parts that I really liked about it, and then there were lots of parts that just seemed to drag.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I'm thinking, okay, this is all good and everything, but it's taking so long. And this isn't really what I wanted to watch as part of this movie. It's kind of like a side thing. And at the end, maybe you kind of think, okay, well, I know why they put it in like that, but as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, I wish I wasn't watching this part.
Yeah, there are filler parts. They do all interconnect to the plot in some way. It's not way out of left field or anything like that.
No.
But I kind of see why they put it on Disney Plus, because I don't know how many kids would enjoy this in theaters. You know, I don't know how many kids are interested in jazz, and I don't know how many kids are interested in death.
Had this been normal times, I think a lot of parents would have said, okay, Pixar animation movie, let's take the kids. But after that first day, when word of mouth gets out that it's not really something that kids want to see, I think it maybe would have topped off at maybe $60 million for opening weekend.
If that.
Yeah.
I think, if that.
And for a Pixar movie, that's not good.
No. What was that other one with the personalities that Disney Pixar did?
In and Out or something?
In and Out? Something like, I forget the name of it.
With all the feelings.
Yeah. This is right along those lines, only with less humor as far as for kids is concerned.
Or like Up.
Yeah.
Where they had the funny dog and the funny bird, but the rest of it was about death and kind of solemn.
Yeah, loneliness and things like that. And this portrays on that. This is a guy who's in what he thinks is a dead-end job teaching jazz to students. They're not very good, very unappreciative, and he doesn't really pay attention to his students that much. And he finally gets his big gig, and then he passes on. And the whole thing is to get back. But I don't know if that's enough to keep kids interested.
No.
For us, we followed it. It was fine. Great Sunday afternoon movie to watch. You know, it's not a thing you have to think about a lot. It's well voice acted. The animation's good.
Although I felt kind of disconnected from Tina Fey's voice acting. Like the young soul looks like a young baby soul, and then you have this like 30, 40 something voice coming out of it. I'm thinking, wouldn't it have been better if it were a younger voice?
Except they do make the point in the movie that she's personally choosing that voice because it's an annoying voice. She can make her voice to sound whatever she wants, and she shows you that. But she says, "This is the most annoying voice I found," and he goes, "I can see that."
But are you really supposed to annoy your audience?
But also, do you want this to be voiced by somebody who sounds like they're 8 years old?
Not 8, but there are younger sounding voices out there.
Yeah, you could have had Sugar there do the voice with the high pitched animated voice, but I mean, I was fine with Tina Fey. You gotta have somebody with comedic chops in her role. She was trying to do the one-liners here and there. Get it? You know, she's making all those references.
Now, the animation is top notch.
Yeah.
And what I thought was interesting is when they pass the main character on to the Great Beyond, the animation completely changes. Like, it's like psychedelic digital stuff that I don't know if kids would like that.
I think that's the only part of this movie that the kids will watch,
Really?
is the blue Smurfs.
Once they're into the land of all the souls, yeah.
Yeah.
But when they're on the escalator,
No, and in fact, one quick spoiler on this one. You're on this, like, to the great beyond. You're in this dark escalator in the middle of nowhere. Off into the distance is these stars all going into one big ball like this, and they're up. And it's, oh, here we go into the great beyond. And he's kind of, oh, that's it. And all of a sudden you hear, like the biggest bug zapper in the world. I wouldn't want to go in there neither. I'd be running in the other direction. I'm going, I think I'm being fooled here. This doesn't sound like heaven. You know, this sounds like I'm disappearing forever.
now,
But
do we do spoilers?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, at first you see him as a music teacher, and the class is disinterested except for this one promising student. But he is there, and he's trying to get them engaged in the music, and you think, wow, this guy is really passionate. He wants to teach his students. He's there for them. And then throughout the movie, you find out that, wait a second, he's not there for his students or to mentor them at all. He's just there for himself. And what you find out is later on in the Great Beyond, before the baby souls get sent to Earth, they're sent into these pavilions where their personality is chosen for them. And you can
quirks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his personality, you can see, he's very self-absorbed.
Yeah. And even there's another scene where that same student comes and visits him and says he wants to quit. And it's actually Tina Fey's character that takes over and kind of changes the student's mind. And he really had nothing to do with it, and he wouldn't have been the right person to talk to her. She probably would have let her quit.
Yeah, so this disobedient soul who was scared of not being good at anything, and who eventually came to change the main character, taught him to live the moment. That's what the movie is about. You live the moment. Don't be self-absorbed. When people are talking to you, listen to them, engage with them, see the beauty of the world, get off your cell phone kind of thing. Don't obsess about your job or what you're supposed to be doing. Just be.
Yeah. And listen to others, because he goes to get to the barber shop that he's been to a million times, and at the end we find out this is the first time he's ever not just talked about jazz.
Or himself.
Like his own personal stuff. He never asked his barber how he's doing or what his things are, how he feels about his job. Never asked anything other than, oh, I wish I could be a great jazz musician kind of thing, right?
Yeah. And which was very sad, kind of. Like,
yeah.
He was so self-absorbed in his life, and he's realizing that, wow, how could I have been like that?
Yeah. It's a very bad interpretation of It's a Wonderful Life, in a way.
Yeah.
You know.
So when you get to go back and see how you were, or how the world would be without you, or...
Yeah, and in this case, it probably wouldn't have changed much, because he didn't help anybody else, really, compared to George Bailey.
Yeah, because he was closed...
too self-absorbed.
Yeah, he was closed within himself, and he didn't experience the wider world or anybody else around him.
Yeah. But overall, it was still an okay movie.
It was... I preferred it over Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's be frank, Wonder Woman made us angry. Me in particular, just because of the direction they went and how bad it was compared to the first one, and the things that they threw out that they learned from the first one, they just threw out. Notice how I'm doing the lightsaber over the shoulder? And yeah, it made the movie bad. It really did. It was a plot that was all over the place. This one at least has every scene matched, and it all linked together in the end, one way or another, no matter how small.
Now,
right?
there's no denying that Pixar has changed drastically from
It's
when
not Toy Story 1, and
Yeah.
it's not Cars.
So I think Pixar as a studio is growing up with its audience.
Yeah.
So the people who really enjoyed Toy Story as kids are now older adults, and that's who they're following. And they're making content for those.
Yeah, if you were thinking this is going to be a great movie for your kids to watch, your 5, 6, 7-year-olds, I don't think it is. I don't think they will pay attention more than 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I think they would be turning it off. And thank God you're not in the theater paying for this, because I think they'd be wandering around the theater saying, when can we go? When can we go? And that's the feeling I get watching this movie.
Like, I really think this is for 40 plus people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there you go. What would you give it, though, as an overall movie out of 10?
7.
Yep, I'm not disappointed I saw it. I laughed a couple times during the movie, and I didn't walk out angry. So that's all I ask for a movie to be 7, is that I had a good time watching it, and it, like I said, this is like those Sunday afternoon movies, harmless, easy to watch. You don't have to think about it too much. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you're sitting there with your 4 kids, you're probably not going to enjoy trying to get them to watch this film. Well, let us know what you think. Have you watched Soul? It's on Disney Plus. I would not recommend signing up for Disney Plus simply for this movie. There's simply nothing else on there right now to watch. Wait till some of the other new Marvel shows and Star Wars shows and something starts coming out on Disney Plus, because it's one movie every 4 months is not worth the price of admission, shall we say. Well, hope you liked this video. Check out some more of our other reviews over here on the side. And until next time, we'll see you on the channel.